Well, good evening, everyone. Welcome to episode 13. I don't know that if it's ironic or not that it's episode 13, but I suppose the inevitable happened. I know that I mentioned earlier this week on Sunday that the topic of my NASA fascination would probably come up. However, I did not expect it to come up quite in the format that it has, which is basically that Brick has been calling me out all day, spouting off NASA conspiracy theories and, all of these things about, faking moon landings and things of that nature, which I don't know if he's doing it just to goad me on, but I'm here to tell you now that it's a bunch of crap. First of all, Brick, I do not believe that the moon landings were faked, and for anybody that does, well, good for you, and have fun in hours entertaining yourself and living in the land of make-believe. But I do have no problem sharing. It's very simple. In fact, it's probably going to be boring. So I'll start with a few things that probably are not well known. My grandfather, who recently passed, used to actually be an engineer with NASA during the Apollo moon missions. I don't know the full extent of what his responsibilities were or the whole backstory, but I thought that was an extremely interesting piece of history in my family. Also unrelated to the fact that I really enjoy the whole NASA theme and some shirts and hats and so on. But the real reason why is when I moved to Orlando, it was about a year ago, and I flew into Orlando Airport. And at the Orlando Airport, it's like flying into Disney World, right? They have a Disney store, they have a Universal store, they have all of these entertaining places that you can go shopping right when you land, so you don't even have to go to the parks. Well, same holds true for the space program. They have a NASA shop right there in the airport, and I walked in and it was just so cool. There were so many different shirts and mugs and hats and all kinds of paraphernalia that are just really cool to to collectibles and things. I don't get into the collectibles a lot. I get into hats and shirts mostly, although I do own a couple of pair of Nike Apollo moon mission Apollo 11, I think it was, basketball shoes, as well as some NASA socks. Outside of that, though, it's pretty straightforward. I just happen to really think that the idea of space exploration is really cool. And so the idea of me, harboring some kind of, strange fixation on, aliens occupying the moon. I mean, hey, look, I'm not saying it's not possible, but what I am saying is Brick is making a huge, huge leap with making such I won't call it an accusation, but I'll just say a misguided sense of why I like the gear so much. It's just a thing. It's nothing super magical or special about it. I think I have probably roughly somewhere in the neighborhood of 12 to 15 NASA hats, and then I have all kinds of NASA t-shirts. I've probably got another 10 or 15 of those as well. So that's really the whole story behind the NASA. I would have loved to have been an astronaut as a kid. Sure, absolutely, 100%. Surprised I made it out of high school, so rocket science didn't really seem to be in the cards for me. So we let that dream kind of die. But it doesn't mean, again, that I can't be a super fan of the Jet Propulsion Laboratory, of SpaceX, of NASA, of whatever the Amazon one is, Blue Origin or Blue something or other. Anyway, that's really kind of the whole deal. I do love that, as a country, as a not just as a country, because there's other countries involved as well, but as a society, we have an interest in exploring places that are seemingly out of our grasp. So so I'm a big fan of getting to see a rocket launch, or if the possibility were to ever come that I could take a, even if it was one of those tourist trips outside the atmosphere and I had the finances to do so, I mean, that would be amazing. I would absolutely be over the moon, no pun intended. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, so it's really more of a genuine just appreciation for space exploration, the amount of effort that it takes to get people and materials just a few hundred miles away from the Earth is just amazing to me. And then, some of the things that we get to see on the giant telescopes and, the images that come back that just show how vast and infinite space is. That's the whole spiel. So I don't know how you even arrived at that. That's why it makes me feel like I think you were pulling my leg. But, I mean, come on, you've known me now for a while. It's not like I walk around claiming that you're made out of moon dust, although, I mean, maybe you are. That does look a little crusty over here. You might want to get that checked out. I'm just messing with you. Take it easy. Jeez. So, yeah, again, space exploration, just a real big fascination of mine. And, I can't even be for sure now that I think about it. As I sit here looking at you, you could have some space dust on you, and I don't even know it. I'm not sure exactly what you're comprised of. You could be hiding some alien technology in there. I mean, who knows? You kind of have that whole monolith thing going on, so maybe you're like from 2001, the movie. I mean, there's been a lot of those floating around lately. Oh, don't give me that crap. You know what I'm talking about. They've got those monoliths. They're all over the place. They're making it look like, that like aliens are trying to give us like some warning signs or what have you. You can't tell me you haven't seen that on the news, right? Man, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You know what? Don't worry about it. After the show, I'll go and I'll Google it for you, although you should just do it yourself. I shouldn't have to do all the heavy lifting. No pun intended again. Some of us just have to carry a little more weight than others. And that's not funny, by the way. So, yeah, I appreciate space. And I think other people, should appreciate space. I think that there's unlimited opportunities, if we really want to explore them. And, I mean, what better place than to look than when the sun goes down and you can see farther than anywhere else, anywhere. Yeah, so, I don't know if any of you are space lovers out there, but if you are, hey, hit the little like button down there just to let me know. Certainly, if you are not a subscriber, I would love to have you join the show so you can also accuse me of maybe being into some kind of space conspiracy. I don't mind. And if you don't want to do space conspiracy, you can try and get into an argument with me about flat Earth, which is hilarious, by the way. But go ahead. It'll be fun. I mean, I don't want to embarrass you for too long, but it would certainly entertain me and I think a few other people if you decided to get into that discussion with me. I mean this in the most friendly possible way. If you can't walk away without getting your feelings hurt, then don't come and play in the sandbox, because I promise you it's just for fun. And I literally cannot get my feelings hurt. So if you can, then I would just, take my toys and go home. Anyway, that's my story about the moon. That's my story about space. That's my story about NASA. I thank you all for watching another great episode, and I just think it's funny that it's like this one happened to be episode 13. It feels like the Apollo 13 mission, based on the way I was being outed about my fascination with space, as if I have some kind of doomed belief. But anyway, really seriously, thank you everyone. I really appreciate it. Appreciate your time. Appreciate your taking a few minutes to hang out with me and chit chat about fun stuff. And we will be doing it again tomorrow. So get ready. Have a good day. Good night.